What's going on, everybody? It is U-Turn Curlbat here, and you are watching U-Turn Central. Now, before we get started, please make sure you go into the description, make sure you click on the link for Pocotown, make sure you give them plenty of love. Now, a couple of things. One, that in a previous video, I did announce the winners of my 100-something giveaway. The winners are Keyman, and the winner for second prize is Tommy Williams. So, make sure you guys get a hold of me, and I'll make sure you guys get those prizes. Now, on to number 2. In a previous video, I did bring this team, but I did not introduce them. So, the team I am bringing is my Crobat, the one that started it all, my shiny Crobat, my Zangoose, my Crocodile, my Darmanitan, Swampert, and Jolteon. Now, let's get right into this battle, because it is pretty awesome. I do love this battle, I might say. I am battling this is another Wi-Fi battle I'm bringing you against, well, a fellow subscriber and someone who is part of Adventures of a Pokemaniac. His name is I'm not gonna say his real name because, well, I like the name Death. So yeah. So I end up going into my Crobat and he ends up going into his Aerodactyl. Now, that's pretty awesome, simply because he goes under his Flying, I go into my Flying, I go into my Shiny, he goes under his Shiny. But I withdraw because there's really not much I can really do with the Aerodactyl. So I go into my Swampert because I was predicting maybe he was going to use a Rock Slide, and that was going to take out my Crobat. So he did use the Rock Slide, and it doesn't do anything to my Swampert at all because I do kind of resist that. And so he withdraws, I'm trying to say, and he goes out into his Umbreon. His Umbreon is pretty bulky. All Umbreons are pretty bulky, but and so I was just trying to try and get something off on this Umbreon to kind of test it out, just kind of feel the water, just kind of see what it can do. And so my my Stone Edge didn't really do anything because I missed, but I end up going into my Waterfall because I want to try and get the Flinch. Now, I do get the Flinch, which is awesome, and I was thinking, you know, after I get my lefties, I'm going to try and go for a Rock Slide, but stupid me, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't have a Rock Slide. I do not have a Rock Slide. I do, however, have a Stone Edge. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I was thinking, but I did use my Stone Edge just because. Now, the Umbreon ends up using Curse, which is awful for me because of it does get its attack boosted and, you know, the defense and everything like that. And so that's kind of awful for me because I don't want this Umbreon getting any more bulkier than it is, you know? But, he does get the left ear's recovery and everything, and so I'm thinking, you know, my Swampert isn't going to really do much, so I have to switch out at this point. So I switch out into my Darmanitan because my Darmanitan does no Brick Break. And so Umbreon is weak to fighting, and so he ends up, Death ends up using the Moonlight on Umbreon, getting all that HP back, which is awesome for him anyways. But I use my Brick Break, trying to, you know, I was thinking it was going to do a lot more than that to the Umbreon, considering it is weak to fighting, but he ends up using the Payback on me and just barely, almost takes me out. I mean, at that rate, I was just kind of getting scared. I thought it was just going to take me out, but luckily it didn't. Now, he withdraws, and stupid me, I did not predict that at all, because I go out and I decide to use another Brick Break. Now, he does go into his Trevenant, and my fighting move does not do anything at all to the Trevenant because it is immune to fighting. So I switch out because at this point I can't do anything to the Trevenant. I mean, I guess I could have used a fire move, but I didn't want that recoil. So I go out into my Zangoose while he goes into the Protect, but it does not do anything because I switched out. So there's really no reason to Protect. So at that point, I get the Toxic Boost, and he is weak to Dark, and I do go for my my Pursuit. Now, the thing is, the question that I have is, why didn't the Pursuit take it out? I know that the Trevenant is could be an incredibly bulky Pokemon, but what I am wondering is why my Toxic Boosted, Attack Boosted Zangoose did not take the Trevenant out with a Pursuit. I'm not really sure, maybe you guys will let me know, but I switch out because, I mean, I can't really do anything. I guess I could have gone for another Pursuit, but it still wouldn't have taken it out. Now, I go into my Swampert because I do know Ice Punch. Now, he does get the sub up, which is awful, because he's not going to get any damage at all. But he does go for the sub and the Citrus, which is an awesome combo. Now, I do hit the sub with the Ice Punch, and I do take out the sub, but you know, I was thinking, now that I have the sub down, I need to try and take this thing out with my Ice Punch. But the thing that I did not predict was that Trevenant is faster. So, he does hit me with a Horn Leech and just takes up my Swampert. Now, guys, I know what you're gonna say. I should have predicted that, but the thing is, I'm still testing the Swampert out. I got this Swampert from a friend, so I just, just trying to test it out here and there. Now, clearly, it's weak to grass. I know it's weak anyways, but I didn't know if he was really bulky. But I switched out into my Crobat because I want to take this thing out. Now, Trevenant is either, I forget, weak or damaged by flying. But either way, my choice band and Crobat does annihilate it with a Brave Bird. So, unfortunately for me, I do get that recoil, but I do no Roost, and I should have just used it, but I didn't. Now, I switch out because he does go into his Aerodactyl. I don't want my Crobat going down right this second, so I end up going into my Crocodile just because, well, for this reason, because he was going to use Rock Slide, and I didn't really want my Crobat taking that. I thought my Crocodile was going to take it pretty good. Now, the reason why I did so much is because it was a crit. Now, he ends up withdrawing, and he goes out into his Umbreon, which is, well, kind of sucky for me, because, like I was saying, the Umbreon is pretty bulky. Now, as you can see there, that Thunderfang was meant for the Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl is, I forget at this point, either damaged or weak by electric moves. So that Thunderfang was meant for you, Aero! So I switch out because I can't really do anything with my Crocodile. I switch out into my Toxic Boosted Blue Flash. Now, I'm glad that the Umbreon tried using Toxic because I predicted that pretty well. I mean, that prediction was kind of an accident because I kind of forgot Umbreon could, I forgot that Toxic Umbreon was a thing. So, I ended up using the Close Combat and just take the Umbreon out because, my Toxic Boosted Close Combat, well, is amazing because Umbreon's weak to fighting, and so with that attack boosted, it just destroys everything in its path. So, I get the Umbreon down, which is awesome, which is what I wanted to do, to begin with. So, he ends up going out into his Galvantula. At this point, I know what the Galvantula is weak to. So, I want to try and just take it out. Now, I did not know that the Bug Buzz was going to take me out right then and there. I was going to try and use a Facade or something to take out the Galvantula, but that didn't work. So I ended up going into my Crocodile because I want to try and take this thing out. Now, he ends up using the Energy Ball on my Crocodile and does not kill me. Like, that's pure freaking luck right there. That is luck. Now, I use my Retaliate and just annihilate the Galvantula. Annihilate it. Just destroy it. Go home. Go to sleep. Just leave. You're done. You're done, son. Now, I do get the Moxie boosted up. Now, he ends up going into his Death Weavile. His amazing Pokemon. His mascot, mind you. And it's his Weavile, so he ends up using the Ice Punch and just destroys my Crocodile. Now, at this point, I don't want this Weavile, staying in any longer than it needs to be. So I ended up going out into my Darmanitan because I wanted to try and, just use a Brick Break on it. Now, the Ice Punch does not kill me, luckily, so I end up using my Brick Break on the Weavile, and, Weavile is weak to fighting, and he just barely lives. Look at that, guys. Look at that. A Focus Sash! Focus Sash! So I did not know that, Focus Sash Weavile was a thing. But the thing is, now that the Focus Sash is gone, his ability does kick in. And what was it? A Thief or something? It was something like that because he does steal my Choice Band. Now, I am faster. My Jolteon does no choice. It is Choice Specs or Choice Scarf or something, one of those two. But I do have speed, and I do take out the Weavile. Now he goes out into his Exploud, and I'm thinking maybe at some point I should bring my Exploud back in. But anyway, at any rate, I end up going out into. I end up using my Thunderbolt on the Exploud and just barely takes it out. Now the Exploud uses the Boom Burst and just destroys my poor Jolteon. Jolteon is a frail Pokemon. But it is an amazing Pokemon to use because it is incredibly fast. Now, you just have to decide when to bring it in and all that. So I end up bringing my Crobat out and using my Brave Bird and taking out the Exploud. Now, the thing is, stupid me, I completely forgot about the Aerodactyl. So at that point, when Exploud got taken out, I thought I had won. I thought I won. Plain and simple, I forgot about the Aerodactyl, and this is what happens right here when you forget. This is what happens when you forget. Your Crobat gets taken out with a Rock Slide. Yep, your mascot gets taken out with a Rock Slide from Mega Aerodactyl. So yeah, yeah, guys, don't ever think you won early on. I guess I should have taken a picture of his team, only because if I had done so, I wouldn't have forgotten about the Aerodactyl. When I took out the Explode, I was like, oh, yes, finally, you know, the match is over. I won. Awesome. I can record this battle and be extremely happy about it because I won such an amazing battle. But sadly I did not win, but I'm still pretty happy about it because the battle was great. I loved it. It came down to one-on-one, and you know, there was no stalling at all, which is amazing, and for that reason I love my new team. And so I'm gonna try and battle with this team a lot more because this team did an amazing job. So I'm gonna applaud them. Congratulations, guys. But on any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I hope you guys will go into the description and just check out some of the Pokemon groups I have listed. Make sure you go check out Pokétown and give them plenty of love because they are allowing me to share my YouTube channel on their page. So I want you guys to kind of thank them because if it weren't for them, I'm sure a lot of you wouldn't even know my page existed. So I want you guys to show them plenty of love and just join the group, you know, because it is a great group to be a part of. There are plenty of battlers there are plenty of battlers that you can meet there. So, and whenever my group, Adventures of a Pokemaniac, opens, I want you guys to go check us out. Now, I want you guys to, don't forget guys, to RCS, rate, comment, and subscribe, okay guys? Rate, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.